So come out here, set up the art expo thing at the Vegas Art Expo Center, whatever, and hung out with these art company and other people like all day for 2 days, setting up all the stuff, and basically it's all like picture frames, and it's all like really like made in China, designed in America, like basically like the next generation of the Live, Laugh, Love poster. And they're hanging up like one of each. I guess somebody will come in there and pick out, if they want 1,000. And they're like $30 each or $100 each, something like that. So they're like, price on them is really low. I mean, it's the Live, Laugh, Love poster, only the new version of it. That's what they're out here selling. That company, anyway, and then a lot of them are like, here's Vanguard Furniture. So they got a bunch of different brands. But what was funny was I had some like solar company interview me yesterday for a superintendent job, and the company is out of Tennessee, and I'm like, what did you do? You like couldn't find the one perfect superintendent that you want in the whole country, so you're just searching like the whole world. You got like a global ad. And the other thing is that, so not only do they want you to have 20 years of experience and like been a superintendent for 10 years and everything else that everybody wants in their superintendent for their construction company, but they also want you to do 100% travel, and the pay is a whopping salary of $60,000 a year, which is like horrifically low. The last time I was a superintendent, I was making $3,000 a week, plus all of everything to travel, hotel, whatever. So on top of the hotel, I was looking at like the check said on it $3,000 a week. So before taxes, it's probably looking at like $6,000 a week. But they wanted me to do full travel, $60,000 a year. And I'm just like playing with them, telling them I'm interested. Just seeing if they would like give me the job, so I could just like not show up on the first day, or show up and just completely half-ass, because they're paying me like $60,000 a year for like 100. Like basically, the superintendents make like double that. And I asked her, I was like, are you really hiring a superintendent, or are you hiring like a foreman or like a trainee superintendent, or like what is the role you're really looking for? Because you're not paying a superintendent, basically is what I was saying. And then she, you can't look at any woman like they have anything that they've ever done wrong, or they like cast their fire on you. And Anyway, what was funny about that conversation compared to today is one of the questions she asked me, she said, so have you ever, can you tell me something about somebody that you trained? And I was like, well, a lot of construction sites, like, you're really supposed to hire someone that knows how to do the job. And, like, if you have to train somebody, like, so I said, like, I was a superintendent on the Walmart jobs. One of the big things was putting the anchors for the racks. And drilling these anchors into the concrete, there's like a certain way to do it, right? And it's not like the hardest thing in the world, you just gotta know how to do it. And there were some kids on the crew, they were like 18 years old. These two kids, they were like 18, 19-year-old brothers. They never worked any, kind of construction job, whatever. Like, their experience is something like, oh, my dad had a construction company, which basically everybody looks at that like, well, you don't really have any experience. You're like 18 years old. Like, that doesn't count. Or whatever. I think it totally does. But I think really the thing is that it doesn't matter how much experience you have, it matters how old you are. And I think jobs should just start openly saying we want somebody who is, and just say the age that they want. Because when they say the amount of experience they want, then that number is like, it's like they're dancing around what they really want. Like, just say it. Just say, we want a Mexican who's between 18 and 25 years old. Like, just say that in your job fucking description. And come out with it. We want you to be, like, fresh out of high school, maybe in, like, where you're taking some college, and, like, between the ages of, like, 18 and 22, and we want you to be white or black. And you can't be an illegal immigrant, but you can be Mexican, but you definitely can't be Middle Eastern. Like, just say that. If that's what you're looking for, just fucking say it. But they don't do that. Anyway, so I think that the solar company was looking for somebody who was, like, probably Mexican, and barely speaks any English, so that they could, like, stand over their little to no English speaking crews, because they pay really, really low, and that's how they generate business, because they're the cheapest company ever. And everything's super cheap, but they pay cash under the table for illegal shipments. And they want somebody who fits in with their illegal immigrant operation. That's probably what that construction company wanted. But she asked me, what was a time when you had to train somebody? And I was like, well, we had these anchors, and there's the way that you, like, drill these anchors in. Basically, you gotta, like, kind of take it easy on the anchors. You just run the drill, and you don't want to push too hard, because if you push too hard, you break the drill. And these kids, I was teaching them, and they broke like 2 drills. And a drill's like $300, right? And it's not only is it $300 for the drill, so now we gotta go buy a new drill, but also we gotta go buy a new drill. And we got like 4 guys running these drills at one time. And so if you break 2 drills, now we got 2 guys running these drills. And what we really need is like 10 guys running these drills. drills, but we only have 4 of them for the whole company. And we get these drills out the one day we need them, and then these kids break 2 of them. And so now it's like somebody's got to go drive 50 miles to Home Depot to go get another drill. So these broken drills are like a bigger deal than the $300 drill. It's like $300 plus I have to go to Home Depot, right? Which is going to take like 4 hours. And like, I'm a superintendent and I don't want to be there for 4 extra hours driving to and from a Home Depot from the middle of nowhere. Like, it's a big deal. So what did I do? I put those kids on something else. We had like something else to do for them. We needed like another thing on the list of things to do was we needed like these the sides of like this aisle needed to be like re-glued on. So I had them over like gluing some plastic stuff to some other things. And like there's plenty to do. On those jobs there's so much. And like one of the things not to do is break something. And she goes, oh, well, this is like how it sounded. Oh, well, I want somebody who's gonna have like a very training experience where they like just give somebody their most like I want to hear how like somebody went from where they're being trained and know nothing to where they like just know everything there is to know about everything. And I was like, yeah. So can you tell me something? And I want to know, have you ever had anyone on any of your crews drop a solar panel? Because solar panels are heavy, they're kind of wonky, they're hard to carry. Like, I can imagine if I was carrying solar panels around, especially like a long distance, like let's say you gotta carry them up somebody's driveway, and then you gotta like carry them up a ladder, and then you're doing that for like 12 hours, right? Carrying these solar panels around for 12 hours. Have you ever had anybody on any of your crews drop a solar panel? Because that would be like a 10K right out of the gate. The cost of just the price of the solar panel is 10K. Like, you drop a solar panel off a roof, that's when the fucking like explodes. You know? There's a blang, dropped a solar panel. That's 10K right there. I'm sure you're not bringing extra solar panels out when you're dropping these solar panels on somebody's roof. Like, how do you deal with that? She goes, I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. I'm like, well, I just want to know, like, because, like, I've already come to the conclusion I'm not going to get this job. I don't go into the interview thinking that I'm going to get the job, period. I'm just asking you because you asked me, and you sounded like you had the answer and that I wasn't getting it. So I'm wondering, what's the answer? And she just did not answer. She was like, I don't know what to do. I couldn't tell you if somebody ever dropped anything on any of my crews ever. I don't remember that ever happening, and I'm just not going to tell you, but I'm definitely going to tell you that you can't work for me. I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, but that was a conversation I had yesterday about somebody dropping a solar panel. And then today, I'm out there hanging these little Live, Laugh, Love posters. Like little wood, like Chinese particle board reprints of whatever, like the modern Live, Laugh, Love, like little pictures of Jesus, like puppy dogs that are looking at the moon, stuff like that. Like totally made for Walmart, reprint Chinese art exhibit. And I'm hanging those up, and I was standing there, and the guy kept coming over and he would be like, oh, I need to do it this way, I need to do it this way. Everything was like, I need to do it this way. I'm like, can't I just get these up? Like, one thing that was driving me crazy was the walls were already all screwed together. And you're just trying to put like this year's models up, but you want to move all of the not only like do I have to take all these out of the box, but now I have to move the screw in the wall. Like, maybe it's like a social thing, like the people that come and buy them every year, they come out and buy these art things every year. Like, maybe they're going to put them in hotel rooms, so they do need like 10,000 of this Chinese art. Stick them in every hotel room. Okay. And maybe they would say something like, dang, you didn't even move them, you just put the new ones up? You know, that would be like a little pressure or something. They want everybody to see that they had, like, put some work into it or whatever. So, whatever. They wanted to move them around or whatever. And I'm moving everything like 2 inches to the left or whatever. And I'm just drilling holes in the wall all day, hanging up these little pictures, and I drop them. You know, I'm on top of the ladder. I put this picture up, and it wasn't even like I just like, whoopsie, fucking dropped it. It was that the thing's screwed together. It's got this little bolt in the back, and it's like Chinese particle board. And there had been one that the thing already came out, and when I went and hung it, that thing like just came off. But that was like on the ground. It was just one that I was hanging right close to the ground. So I just put another little hanger on the back of it. But this one, I'm hanging it like all the way as high as I can go, standing on top of the ladder. And that one, the little thing broke off. Chinese particle board, it just gave up on me as soon as the weight of this little picture of a flower went onto this thing, fell off. The whole thing, fell down. It was the first thud anybody heard all day long. And lots of these little pieces of art or whatever, like made out of glass or whatever. This is like one that's completely just particle board with a flower printed on it. Kind of like made in China, like little flower art, wall art hang up thing that costed like, sticker price on it was $30. And I drop it, they run over, and immediately they fire me. They walk over, they go, what happened? I go, I dropped a flower picture. They're like, oh, just put that one on the bottom. I go, here's the check, we don't need you to come in tomorrow. We only really needed one guy to come in. We needed like 3 guys today. We need 1 guy tomorrow. We're just gonna give you your check right now, and nice to meet you, right? Give me a check for the 2 days, $300 or whatever, and I'm on my way. And so I was like, wow, that's just like what I was asking a solar company lady about yesterday, is what do you do when you get somebody on your crew who doesn't do the job exactly perfect? And in my entire life experience, the answer to that always has been, from every employer ever in history that I've ever come across, the answer is, if anyone does anything that's not 100% correct and up to code, and entirely profitable in that moment. Like, if any sort of training has to happen, if you have to tell somebody that they did something wrong, just skip that. You never, ever, as an employer, tell somebody that they did something wrong, and this is what they have to do. As soon as anybody does anything wrong, you fire them. And that's how everybody operates. Every company that I've ever come across. Except for that Walmart contractor. Oh my God, they were like so far behind. They would have took anybody. Now they've completely like remodeled the way that they operate. They just sub everything out. So, and then the subs do everything wrong. They're cutting more corners than you could have ever cut working for them. It's like, how can he cut the most corners? That's how they're building Walmarts. But, just keeps getting worse and worse.